Kodambakkam. So what I know is there were a lot
No
of...
Godabag, please.
No Godabag,
please.
no.
I will not. I will leave this interview if that. Joseph Collett, who was a governor of Madras. So Collett's pet became Kaladipete over a period of time. So this became the new, modern, planned, beautiful houses, broad roads, etc., etc. This Mambalam, which was on the other side, nobody bothered. It was not a part of Chennai also. It was part of Saidapete, Chengalpet district. It was a very badly developed locality. In 1949, it became part of Chennai. That Pullayar used to be called Kaikolagana Pullayar. Kaikolarnale vandu the Nesavalar dhaan, weaving people. So we've got roads like this which have, and T Nagar has got a lot of them because, he then notices, then he says, அது யானைக்கால் இல்லை காண்டாமிருகக்கால் நீர் யானைக்கால் எல்லாருக்கும் அந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபைல் ஏரியா இருந்திருக்கு அந்த ஏரியாவில். ஈ சொல்கிற இடத்துல யா சொல்கிற தமிழகம் யா சொல்கிற இடத்துல ஈயை போட்டுடுது இந்த இடத்துல.
உண்மையிலே மாம்பழம்கான ஹிஸ்ட்ரின்னு நிறைய இருக்குது. பிகாஸ் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் மாம்பழமில் இருக்கிற எல்லாருக்குமே இந்த லேட் 90ஸ்லேருந்து ஒரு ஹிஸ்ட்ரி எல்லாரும் ஒன்று.
லேட் 90ஸே ஹிஸ்ட்ரியா? அப்போ சரி, அப்போ நாலாம் ப்ரீ ஹிஸ்ட்ரியாக கற்காலமாக இருக்கணும்.
சரி, ஏர்லி 19th centuryலேருந்தே நிறைய பேருக்கு ஒரு ஹிஸ்ட்ரி இருக்கும். ஸோ வாட் இஸ் த ஹிஸ்ட்ரி அபவுட் மாம்பழம்?
Mambalam was a weaving village. See, the British, when they came here only for cloth business. They did not come here for spices and they did not come for this. Tondai Mandalam, which is the entire Andhra, Tamil Nadu coastline, was only known for the cloth that it was exporting. So cotton cloth of varying thicknesses, and then the tie and dye, appuram block printing, idella vandu inge these were all kalamkari work. These were all very famous here. Today you cannot associate, for instance, Mylapore was a weaving village. The Vellishwarar Kovil nu or kovil irukku, Kapaleshwarar Kovil pakkatliye. That there is it used to be a Pullayar Kovil till the 1880s. Then it became Vellishwarar Kovil and all that. That Pullayar used to be called Kaikolagana Pullayar. Kaikolarnale vandu the Nesavalar dhaan, weaving people. Mambalam was also a weaving village and it was known for the quality of its kalamkari prints that they were producing for export. So the British used to source cloth from Mambalam. So that is why, and between Mambalam and Mylapore there was a big water body which was the long tank of Mylapore, 77 acres of water and then fields surrounding it. So you had Mylapore on the east, then you had the long tank, then you had Mambalam village in the distance. That's all. Then, and Puliur, which was Puliur had vanished by the time. By the time the British came, there was nothing. There was only that Vengiswarar Kovil, which is the only temple there. And other than that, Bharadwajiswarar Kovil, 2 or 3 small temples, small villages. So the British, I gave it the name Mamelon. See, nobody knows what the old name of Mambalam is. Idella Mahavilva Vanam, idella 21st century WhatsApp யூனிவர்சிட்டியிலேருந்து வர கிராஜுவேட்ஸோட ஹிஸ்ட்ரி அதெல்லாம் இந்த மகாவில்வ வனம் இதெல்லாம் இந்த நோ ப்ரூஃப் ஆஃப் ஆல் தட். தி பிரிட்டிஷ் கால்ட் த வில்லேஜ் மேமலாங். That is why it became Mambalam over a period of time. And when they built the first bridge across the Adayar connecting Nandanam to Saidapet, they called it the Marmalong Bridge. So by the time the village, 1726, by the time the village had become Marmalong அப்படின்னு அதோட பேர் வந்துடுதுங்கிறது நமக்கு தெரிய வருது. Why இதெல்லாம் beyond a point you don't know why, how, etc. Then it was a very tiny village and that's all. But in 1917 when they decided that Chennai was having a housing problem, they decided that they'll fill the long tank of Mylapore and convert it into a large housing colony. So 77 acres came from the water body. Then a large land came from what was called East Mambalam. And then Puliur, which is government farm, and that is all that what is today Saidapet, Gindi, and the area land valachu, they created Tyagaraja Nagar. So this became the new, modern, planned, beautiful houses, broad roads, etc., etc. This Mambalam, which was on the other side, nobody bothered. It was not a part of Chennai also. It was part of Saidapet, Chengalpet district.
Can we even imagine this today?
Yeah, it was part of Chengalpet district. So no civic development, nothing. Everything was on West Mambalam, East Mambalam. So West Mambalam was creation because originally Mambalam, but East Mambalam became Tyagaraja Nagar. So West Mambalam is all that was left. So after the railway bridge, யாரும் போகவே மாட்டாங்க அங்கே. ஒன்லி த புவர் பீப்புள், தட் இஸ் தி பீப்புள் ஹூ ஹேட் நோ சான்ஸ் ஆஃப் லிவிங் இன் சென்னை, லோவர் மிடில் கிளாஸ், lower classes, they would go and live in Mambalam. No hospital, okay? No funeral arrangements, no school, nothing. For everything you had to cross the railway bridge and come this side. And no water supply also. So, ella muddy red color water and full of mosquitoes. So, filaria vandrum. Mambalathu ponale you will get elephantiasis because your legs and all will swell up. So, Ashoka Mitranoda, I don't know if you've read Oru Parvaiyil Chennai Nagaram, it's a fantastic documentation about some of the older areas, very slim book. Adile he writes about how, he was not from a well-to-do family and his father had died and then they were shifting from Hyderabad to Madras in the 1950s. He found home, rented accommodation in Mambalam. So somebody tells him, ஐயோ அங்கே போகிறீங்களா, அங்கே எல்லாருக்கும் யானைக்கால் சார் பாருங்க அப்படின்னுட்டு. ஸோ திஸ் மேன் he then notices, then he says, அது யானைக்கால் இல்லை, காண்டாமிருகக்கால், நீர் யானைக்கால், எல்லாருக்கும் அந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபைலேரியா இருந்திருக்கு அந்த ஏரியாவில். It was a very badly developed locality. In 1949 it became part of Chennai. 1950s it got its first health center, which is the public health center, which is a beautiful hospital today. And then slowly developments came and it improved. But it was a very neglected part of the city.
My next question would be highlighting British names. There are streets, there are areas. So what are all names have been originally kept and how it has been transformed post in this 21st century?
See, some of them are names that came up because of the British. Like for instance, Chindadripet is Chinna Tharipettai, the small village of the loom, which they created a village in the 1730s for bringing the weavers and settling them here. So that is how Chindadripet developed. Similarly, you have Kaladipettai in Thiruvattriyur, which was built in the early 1700s as again a weaving village, and it was named after Joseph Collett, who was a governor of Madras. So Collett's pet became Kaladipettai over a period of time. So then if you look at it, Chrompet, because of the chrome leather factory which came up there in the early 20th century. So there was nothing there, so only chrome leather factory was there, so it became Chrompet. So things like that. So we have had areas that got names that way. Then you've got a lot of roads that were named after the British. So if you look at it, this was because 99% the houses of the British were of some famous British man was in an end of that road, and that is how it got its name. Like Anderson's Road was because of Dr. James Anderson, who had a house there. Then as I told you earlier, Mowbray's Road, then Edward Elliot's Road, so on and so. Eldham's Road, which is Yeldham is the correct spelling. Yeah, Eldham. Now எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஈ சொல்கிற இடத்துல யா சொல்கிற தமிழகம் யா சொல்கிற இடத்துல ஈயை போட்டுடுது இந்த இடத்துல. So it became, they thought maybe Eldham sounds very Tamil, so Eldham அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஸ்டைலாக they've got it, Eldham's Road. So we've got roads like this which have, and T Nagar has got a lot of them because they were all the ICS officers who helped in the development of T Nagar. So Bog Road, Moloney's Road, Coates Road, then Jones Road is of course in Saidapet. And so you've got roads like this. So these were all roads that were developed after the British who were living here. And over a period of time they have vanished. They have been named after local people, and that is how it is.
Okay. So for example, Kodambakkam. So what I know is there were a lot
No
of...
Godabag, please.
No Godabag.
Please,
No.
I will not, I will leave this interview if that story
That's
comes
what
up.
I was about to ask.
Absolute
so that's
nonsense.
that is what has been rumored around the internet sensation.
எப்படி வந்து இந்த
What
மாதிரி
exactly is the exact
இந்த ரூம்
explanation,
போட்டு
sir?
யோசிப்பாங்களோ அப்படின்னு ஒரு கேள்வி வரும் என்னோட மைண்டில். சம்மந்தம் இல்லாமல் see the Nawab was living in Chepauk. Why he was leaving his horses in Kodambakkam, after how he was walking all the way every day and coming all that distance, it could not possible. It's not possible. It's all rubbish. So Kodambakkam itself is a very old name. The Kodambak, the name is there, Quodambak, among the British even in the 17th century. So the Nawab came only in 1768 to Madras. So where is this question of him parking his horses there and all that? So